poster right, Russell Westbrook. You love the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me get a hell yeah!
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to Party on Broad. Let's start things off first. If you guys love the Sixers, give this video a like, smash that subscribe button. The Sixers are 2-1 over the Atlanta Hawks right now. They had an amazing win last night, but our Sixers draft coverage keeps rolling. And to do that, I've got the man, the myth, the legend, Tiago. Follow him on Twitter at TScabia. Tiago, good morning.
Morning, man. Yeah, we never stop here. We're thinking 5 steps ahead and who the Sixers can draft and turn him into the next, Tyrese Maxey or Markelle Fultz or Zhaire Smith.
Yeah.
So
there are no boots on our feet over here. Sorry, Danny. But let's start off with my man, Josh Christopher, a freshman out of Arizona State. Let's start the tape. Tiago, tell us a little bit about Josh Christopher.
Yeah, man, Josh Christopher, Arizona State's highest recruit ever. Arizona State went deep into the talent pool this year, and man, much is expected of him this year. Him and Marcus Bagley, another guy that we already covered here with the painted lines, 2 guys who were supposed to kind of lead Arizona State into a big season. And, first couple of games went off for 28 points against Villanova. I mean, he looked like the absolute real deal. And we can talk about how he got those 28 points. There's a lot there to unpack, but as the season progressed, man, it did not come together for him, for Bagley, for Arizona State. And he kind of flamed out. Very, very disappointing year, rarely played. And really, you're talking about a lottery level talent, no questions asked. But why are we talking about him being a late first round, perhaps even second round pick? And that's really where the kind of projection comes in with him. I don't want to compare his game to Kevin Porter Jr. They're kind of different players, but Kevin Porter Jr. is a guy who Cleveland drafted, again, lottery player, high pedigree player, flamed out, ended up in Houston, and is now putting up like 50-point, 20 assist games for the Houston Rockets. Again, I'm not saying Christopher is a similar player, but that's the type of like boom and bust prospect we're talking about here with Josh Christopher.
Yeah, this Doc, an athletic combo guard. He can score on all 3 levels. He can get to the rim. He can finish above the rim, to be honest. But he definitely needs to improve upon his jump shot. 30.5% from 3 last year. Tiago, let's talk about his strengths. What are some of Josh Christopher's strengths?
Yeah, so Chris, I think you touched on a lot of it. First off, the 30%, right? It's not a good number, and it's very consistent. But if you watch it as a shooter, I think particular shooting mechanics are pretty clean. So I don't see a lot in his shots mechanics that point to concerns. I think that the 30% falls a lot into the aggressive mindset, the overshot taking, and the just ability to kind of hijack the offense a lot of times, and kind of wanting to do everything by himself. I think the strengths are pretty evident, and it's things that NBA teams prioritize in the draft, which is athleticism, explosion, shot creation, and ability to finish at all 3 levels. And Josh Christopher, when you watch him on the ball, he's got a quick first step, bigger guard, but a quick first step will shake the defense right off on that quick first dribble and attack the rim. Plays a high level of confidence, man. Like, this guy is, for people may want to criticize, his shot making and kind of shot selection, but at the same time, you have to appreciate, the confidence and the ability to really kind of, feel like he belongs on the court. So I think those things point very positively for him. And it's just really a question around harnessing a lot of those physical traits. He's a guy who's not going to be overwhelmed by speed. He's not going to be overwhelmed by NBA physicality. And he's a guy, man, that if he puts, the shot selection, the shot making, all those things and unlocks those elements of his game, to me, you're talking about a bona fide top 15 pick, no questions asked.
All right, let's go on to weaknesses. You're watching the tape, and it's very clear this guy has the ball in his hands, maybe a little bit too much, and that kind of leads into Sixers fit as well. This is definitely a ball-dominant guard. Tiago, what are some of his weaknesses?
That's really what it is, Chris. I mean, if you think about if you think about Jordan Clarkson, the player, right? 6th man of the year candidate, the whole thing. But if you take Jordan Clarkson, the bad player, all his weaknesses are embodied in Josh Christopher, right? So it's just not really developing off the ball and really thinking like the offense runs through you is something that it's not going to fly with the Sixers, and it's probably not going to fly with a lot of NBA teams. At least not the ones that are like wanting to compete for a championship. Perhaps, a team who's, kind of going through that process stage can live with that. But a team like the Sixers, man, you have to be able to develop as an off-the-ball player, and you have to accept kind of a team concept and understand that offense here runs through Joel first and foremost. So, again, if you're going to bring him off the bench as kind of like a microwave type scorer, he can fit that mold. But again, for as much as he can create off the dribble and do those things, he's not a passer, man. This guy's like allergic to passing, which again, like in certain systems, that may be okay. I don't think Doc's going to be okay with Josh Christopher going out and shooting, 5 shots in 2 minutes kind of thing. So it's really around understanding, first and foremost, what your limitations are at the moment, and playing within the team's strength is really where I think Josh Christopher can fit on a team that is prioritizing winning at the moment. Because like we said, the physical traits are all there for a high impact player and one of the potential steals of the NBA draft. Chris, I cannot hear you, man.
All right, damn it, I was muted. All right, let's talk about fit with the Philadelphia 76ers. Where do you see this guy fitting with the Sixers, and is it a smart choice in that late first round, second round?
I think if the Sixers are looking for an absolute boom pick, we talked about Trey Murphy as being one of them. I would slot Josh Christopher right alongside Trey Murphy as if they're looking for a home run pick. If the Sixers are looking for a guy who's going to kind of slot in more of their scheme and be more of a sure thing, Josh Christopher may not be the player at all for that particular pick. So it's really a question around what the Sixers prioritize. At 28, again, we said the same thing about Trey Murphy. It's tough to say no to these types of players, and the Sixers said no to a player this year in Tyrese Maxey. I mean, Maxey, it's a raw player to coming in, but they took a chance on the pedigree. They took a chance on the player that they envision. And to me, Josh Christopher fits that same kind of mentality. But the question is, like, can you live with that? Can you live with multiple young kids, on your roster, kind of, doing young kid things in the NBA? Perhaps the Sixers may not have an appetite for that. But, we talked about, trade opportunities, right? So Maxey, Thibault, perhaps being part of trade packages to land, another star or close to another star. And that does take shape. Christopher can be a guy who can kind of slot into that shot creation, roll off the bench in limited minutes. So, yeah, man, a lot to play with here. There's a lot of options for the Sixers at 28, and Christopher should be one of them.
I would love to see this guy develop underneath George Hill, just kind of learn the ropes of the NBA a little bit. I could see the fit there. I see this guy as more of maybe like trade up in the second round and take this guy kind of pick. I don't think this guy's on the top of my list in that late first round area, but I totally get it. The ceiling and the potential is there. It's just not the right time for the Philadelphia 76ers, just in my quick opinion. Go ahead, Tiago.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And I'll be honest, I've been very disappointed with George Hill so far. I expected more out of him. I don't know how much he has left in his legs, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like he has any more lift left in his game. So, yes, Josh Christopher is a much more explosive player. And to your point, if he can, under George Hill, just get in his ear and accept coaching, he could be exactly kind of that shot creator that Sixers need from their bench.
Yeah, definitely a guy that a little more discipline and coaching could truly unlock his potential. Let's stop the tape there. All right, Tiago, let's wrap this up. Where can we find you? What do you got going on, man?
Yeah, man, we are going to be doing these for the long haul here, at least until the NBA draft hits us in July. So keep checking those out. It's a lot of fun prospects coming up. There's a couple of local guys, national guys, do a little bit of everything. And Man, the Sixers are getting closer and closer to the Eastern Conference Finals, and once they dispatch the Hawks, I cannot wait for them to play either the Bucks or the Nets. Highly likely it's going to be the Nets. So let's hope that takes shape and the Sixers are somewhat healthy for that series.
One of the all-time series, man. That's being built up here. It's coming. Yeah. It's coming. Yeah. It's going to be so much fun. Make sure you guys follow my man, Thiago, on Twitter at @tscabia. I promise you'll thank me later. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you guys love the Sixers, give this video some love. Give it a like. Please smash that subscribe button. For Thiago, for myself, thanks for watching, guys. Go Sixers. Stay awesome.
Sixers win it! Wow! Oh man, and being just posterized Russell Westbrook.